2. Welcome back to This Week in Sports. Your host, Jacko. This week, we got R2D2 as a co-host here. Everyone give a shout out. Yes, everyone knows R2, as we all do up in this. We're still in Al Qaeda's basement, but eventually we'll get out of here. This week, it's tremendous. It's absolutely amazing. Oilers. What can I say? 16 in a row. I can't believe it. Nor can my producer Caleb. Nor can our in-house co-host. No one can believe it. This is crazy. 16 wins in a row. We'll get into that. All-Star break just happened. Pro Bowl games just happened in the NFL. The Blue Jays big signing with JT. We get my Super Bowl pick. We all know who's going to win that one. And, of course, we got This Week in Sports history. But before anything, there's a reason why we're recording here tonight, right now. The Oilers are on an unprecedented run. It's crazy. We've won 16 games in a row. I can't believe it. 16 in a row. I've lost count. I was in the shower earlier today. I'm like, was it 15? Scrubbing my armpit. 15, 14, 15, 16. We're losing count. It's incredible. And the biggest test is coming up tomorrow. Probably by the time this is released, hopefully it's 17 in a row. But it's gonna be incredibly difficult against the Vegas Golden Knights. As we all know, we have this huge rivalry against this team. We went 6 games against them during the playoffs last year, and they not one single game of that entire 6-game series was an easy one. And yeah, it was close. It was a tough series. These guys will give us the hardest, the most difficult challenge that we've faced this entire season. And I cannot wait to watch the game tomorrow, because it's gonna be like a playoff atmosphere. Vegas, they're on their A game. We are on our A+ game. And we will collide with these motherfuckers in Vegas. Oh my God! I wish I was in Vegas to watch this. And here's a funny thing. Here's an interesting thing about this whole thing. So, the Oilers here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, we have the best fan base. There's no doubt about that. I mean, everyone knows that. But Vegas, they have a pretty passionate fan base, but those motherfuckers don't know shit. They don't know the struggle. We know the struggle. They don't know what it takes to actually get back to the pinnacle, because they've been at the pinnacle. Their first year in the league, they made it to the Stanley Cup final. Within their first 6 years in the fucking entire league, they won the Stanley Cup. They don't know the struggle. They're fans. They're fair weather fans. They ain't about it like we're about it. With that said, though, the players that are on the Vegas Golden Knights, they know the struggle. They understand it. Still, even though it's been a number of years since they expanded to Vegas, a lot of their core group were the misfits of the other teams. They're the players that the other teams didn't want to keep. So they've always had this chip on their shoulder, and I think that's why Vegas was so good and is still a good team, because they don't have like a grade A superstar like we have. We got the McDavids, we got the Dreisaitl's, we got the Nugents, we got these players that are just they can carry a team. They do it with the whole team, like we have been doing. And that's why I think tomorrow's game against Vegas is going to be like a playoff game because it's going to be a whole team effort, shift in and shift out. Every single shift is going to be a hard fought battle. And my God, we win tomorrow. We're tying an NHL record, 17 games in a row. Oh my God. I've been trying to just soak this in. I've been trying to absorb this and really trying to enjoy it. And I think if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, thank you. But you have to realize that this may never, ever happen again in your lifetime. Fucking 16 wins in a row? What? Oh my God. Like, never in my wildest dreams would I even think that this would be possible. I thought we would win a Stanley Cup before we would win 16 games in a row. It's absolutely astonishing. And the way that we're winning, too, is like our last few games before the break haven't been our best games either. Like, we've played a lot of times. There's been periods where we played our B minus game, and teams are bringing it. Every team that we were facing in the last few games have just bringing their A game, and we've got outplayed a lot of times. But thank God for Pickard, and thank God for Stuart Skinner, man. My goodness. The confidence that we have on our goalies is something that we haven't seen since, I would say, Dwayne Rolison. But Dwayne Rolison was he was in his mid-30s. He was like near the end of his career, and like he was a proven goalie. But this is different because Stu's a hometown boy. Stu understands that. Stu grew up watching Roley, and he's standing on his fucking head. My God, some of these last few games where we kind of left him out to dry sometimes, unintentionally, obviously, he has backed us up. And having a goaltender between the pipes that is able to bail you out brings so much confidence in a team because you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry if you fucking make a mistake and it comes back the other way. You're like, oh, Stu's got it. And that's something that we've never really had in a long, long time. I don't think we've ever had in our life, to be honest with you. I'm just thinking back in my lifetime, like Salo, he was decent, but sometimes he'd give up that goal. Roley was the only time where it was dope, but he was only the 1 year. After that, it was a revolving door of goalies that weren't as solid and consistent as Stu is right now, and Pickard too. Like Maximum Warper and Gage. I love it, and it all starts from goaltending. We all know this. I mean, if you watch hockey, if you don't have a good goalie, you may as well shut her down. May as well fuck. If you don't have a good goaltender, then all the shit you do up front doesn't matter. Some of those saves Stu's been doing is just gives me goosebumps, gives me the heebie-jeebies, gives me like the what the fuck. We actually have a good goalie now. And here's a crazy thing too, is Campbell. I know he started off shitty, but he's been playing good in the minors too, which is what you want. You want the depth. We have the depth up front now with Corey Perry. I'll get to that in a second. We got a deep D core that is playing consistent. And now we have two good goaltenders in the bigs. And we have Jack Campbell, who's a proven NHL goalie, playing in the minors, wanting to get back up. This is perfect. This is like the perfect scenario. Literally. I mean, we won 16 games in a row, and we have all these tools that we can pick from, and we could and we. This is something that I've never experienced as an Oilers fan growing up. I've never had the joy of seeing this type of hockey and having these. I, I I guess you can call them problems. This is a good problem to have. Having three goaltenders. We got Stu. He's a sophomore year. We got Pickard, first year. And then we got the veteran goalie in the minors trying to get back up. This is incredible. Like, what's in our way right now? My sister Naomi, shout out to Naomi. She asked me the other day, like, what? She's in the Philippines. We'll get her on the pod probably in the next few episodes here. I want to hear some of her stories. She asked me, like, what can we do? Like, what do we need to do? Trade deadline's coming up, and I'm like, I'm thinking about it, and why fuck with something that's working right now? We're firing on all cylinders. Why mess with it? Why fuck with it? And this is the same question that I was asking myself, and I was asking people around me when we signed Corey Perry. We all know we hit Corey Perry from 2017. His cheating ass, but but the way he played in his first game is exactly the way he plays. He didn't differ from that whatsoever. And I love that. He knows exactly who he is as a player. He knows exactly what he has to do to stay in the fucking bigs. And that's exactly what he did. He's a veteran. And I might be on the Corey Perry train. Holy shit, no way. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't even believe I'm fucking saying that. But I love that signing because it ultimately, if it's Corey Perry or someone similar to him, it gives us depth. And that's what you need going down the stretch because just the nature of the sport, you're going to have injuries. You're going to have people going on slumps. But ultimately, beyond that, you want to have that competitiveness with players that want to get back into the lineup, that want to play. Those depth players, they're going to compete for those last spots in the third and fourth line. And if you have Corey Perry there challenging you to be better, there's nothing but positive things coming from that. And I mean, it's only one game. Let's not get crazy. I mean, Perry only played one game, and that all right. And he played a really good game actually. But just having that in our back pocket is tremendous. It's so fucked up. I can't believe that I'm saying that. But Corey Perry, I think, was a good signing. I mean, we're paying him the minimum, so what's the worst that can happen? And so it just fleshes out our lineup, and honestly, you can't go wrong there. I'm still trying to get over that 2017 year when we played him. I'm still trying to get over it a little bit, but seeing him in action in his first game, I was impressed. I'm not gonna lie. He did exactly what he does. He didn't differ from it, and he understands it. He gets it. So, fuck. Here's to 17. Hopefully, by the time I record this next time, hopefully we tied the record. Record's at 17. Only one team has ever done that, and we might be the second tomorrow. It's going to be fucking nuts. I cannot wait for this game tomorrow. We got to drop this before the game tomorrow, Caleb. We got to make sure this drops. All-Star Weekend, too. McDavid got the $1 million. The $1 million cha-ching. I mean, best player in the world. Makes sense. They had a new format and everything as far as the skills competition. They made it more competitive and they didn't just do the gimmicky thing that the NFL kind of does, which is fun. It's all fun. It's all for the fans. but they made it competitive, and Connor had a say in that, and he killed it, and he won. He won $1 million on the skills competition. Fucking stellar performance. Um, he was the fastest skater. Oh, the target, the accuracy shooting, that was dope. He did it in 9 seconds. Got 4 targets. I was thinking about that today when I was on the ice. Just got back from the rink myself, and shit, hitting those targets. Yo, Joel, he's fucking in his mode. I just wanted to ask him, like, how long would it take for him to hit the 4 targets? For me, it would probably take. Connor did it in 9 seconds. He hit 4 targets in 9 seconds. For me, it would probably take me one shot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would probably take me like 25 seconds on a good day to hit all 4 targets. I could probably do it in 20 seconds, maybe. I don't know. I've never been presented with that opportunity really on ice. I got a good shot. I'm not the best skater, but I could probably hit those targets in those corners. Depending the stick I have. Anyways, Connor did Connor did it in 9 seconds, as he does, and then he schooled the last obstacle course or whatever they fucking called it at the end. Won the $1 million, and the All-Star game, All-Star games. He made it to the final. They tied it up. Team McDavid tied it up with less than a minute left, and then faced Team Matthews. Here's the thing about Team Matthews, and here's the problem I have. One of the problems I have with the Leafs. We're going to get into it right now. It really, you could see it in the All-Star weekend. The All-Star game and the All-Star festivities were in Toronto. Team Matthews, they picked all the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is okay. It's fine. But you could really tell that the Leafs players they're about themselves. They're very individualistic. They're about their individual stats. They're about putting on a performance, which is fine. But they're about they're very, I wouldn't call it selfish, but they're not so team orientated like Connor is, like Leon is. And you can just tell in the interviews that they do. And you can tell in their mannerisms and the way they carry themselves on the ice during these events. Justin Bieber was part of Team Matthews. He was like the celebrity coach. And they were so about that. And the way Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl carry themselves, they're just about the team. They didn't give a fuck about the rest of the shit. We're built differently here in Edmonton. When you come to the Edmonton Oilers, you're about the Edmonton Oilers. And when you're Austin Matthews, you're about Austin Matthews. You American fucking greasy ass fucking mustache motherfucker. He doesn't give a fuck about the Leafs. He doesn't. Nor does Nylander. I think Connor McDavid cares more about the Leafs than Austin Matthews does. Boom. Episode end. Fuck. Honestly. Like, Connor is, like, he grew up in Ontario and he loved the Leafs. Fucking Matthews doesn't give a fuck about him. it's sad. Actually, no, it's good for me. I love it because they're never going to win anything with that type of mentality. McDavid's about the team. Draisaitl is about the team. Nuge is about the team. Nurse is about the team. Everyone on the fucking Oilers is about the Oilers. Everyone except Tavares, as far as I can see, the big names on the Leafs. Everyone except Tavares is about themselves. Tavares is he's a team player. That's why he's the captain. That's why he was the captain of the Islanders. That's why, he's one of the best players ever. And it's unfortunate that he had to sign with his hometown team because he's not going to win anything. But with that said, NHL players going back to the Olympics, which is fucking phenomenal. Let's hear it. Studio fucking lights. 2026, 2030, the NHL players are going back to the Olympics. Thank God. Oh. Finally, we can, hopefully, we can see Connor and Sydney be in the same uniform, play for Team Canada. And my God, if we're still doing these episodes by then, that's going to be a fucking hell of a run. Because we haven't had that ever. We've never had Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby on the same team, facing best on best. Not to mention McKinnon. Excuse me. Not to mention you name all the best players in the league, minus fucking Matthews, are Canadian. And yeah, that's big news from the All-Star break as well. Is the NHL players going back to the Olympics, first time since 2014. Yeah, so it'll be the first time that McDavid goes to the Olympics for Team Canada, and a lot of these players representing their country. So that's huge, and I mean, I cannot wait. I think the biggest hurdle for the NHL going to the Olympics was the IOC not guaranteeing certain things. One, ensuring the players. Two, the NHL I think would have had to foot the bill to send them there, hotels, flights, everything. But then they finally came to an agreement that the IOC finally understood that like it's not the same without the best athletes in the sport of hockey during the Winter Olympics. You need the best athletes, or else what the fuck are you doing, right? So good on the IOC finally fucking getting their head out of their ass and understanding that. And yeah, 2026 is gonna be fucking deadly. Who knows, man? If I make the right proper moves and get enough experience, maybe I can sneak my way on a flight over there. You never know, eh, Caleb? Get me up in there. Who knows? Or even 2030. 2030 would be dope too. 2030 is in Paris. 2026 is in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So yeah, gives me some time to get some experience, and hopefully that'd be. I don't know. I'm dreaming big right now on the podcast, thinking out loud, talking out loud, and it would be astonishing if I could actually somehow get on the Olympic crew one day. Anyways, that's huge news. What else? What else in the world of hockey? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of hockey. Of course, the All-Star break went by. Of course, Team Matthews won it. Matthews can keep being about himself. Oh yeah, I mean, we could talk about the 2018 World Juniors. No, let's not do that. No, I don't know if you know what happened there, Caleb. There was a bunch of there's some NHL players that are in London, Ontario now, facing charges resulting from 2018. Um, I, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't want to get into that. Not really. Penguins sign Jesse Puljujärvi. He's getting $1.6 million. This fucking bum. Fuck him. Kings fire McClellan, Paul McClellan, our former coach, because they've been on a slump. That's shitty. Tom McClellan, he was a good coach, and hopefully he can land on his feet. Monahan. Oh my God, there was a lot of moves between Canadian teams. Monahan goes to the Jets. The Jets are making moves, and so are the Canucks with Elias Lindholm. These are teams that we're gonna have to go through. Um, the Canucks, I'm not too worried about because they don't have the experience. They're gonna have to pull some shit out of their ass in the playoffs to do anything. But the Jets, they're gonna be a formidable opponent in the playoffs because a lot of their core group has experience. What else we got here? Yeah, that charges. I don't really want to get into that. Let's see. Australia Open, Save of the Year. Yeah, maybe not. Oh, go. Yeah. So the trade deadline is coming up. I don't think the Oilers have to do much. To be honest with you, why fuck with something that's broken? Just let it be. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Fuck you. Why fuck with something that works? If it's not broken, just let it be. Thanks for calling me out on that. I'm just going through these headlines here, seeing if there's. I mean, a lot of these headlines are with that lot, with that that court hearing. Don't really want to get into that. McDavid being the best. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's it for hockey. So, moving on to the Blue Jays. You know, if you know me, you know I love my Blue Jays. And we had a huge signing this week in sports. Justin Turner. Give a shout out to Justin Turner signing 1-year deal with our Toronto Blue Jays 11-5. So this guy, in case you don't know, he's a veteran. He's been there. He's done that. He's had some big moments in the postseason. He's no Matt Chapman. He's a third baseman. He's no Chapman defensively, but offensively, he's got a big bat. There's a reason we only signed him for 1 year though, because he's old and he's got to be proven and whatnot. So, I was looking at his stats before I got on here, and he's got some major playoff experience. And hopefully he gets us over that fucking hump of just like going deep in the playoffs, because the last couple of years, I mean, we've got eliminated fucking first round of the playoffs like easy. Like we haven't even put up a fight. And so he's got that experience, and hopefully he brings that veteran presence into the locker room, because if you think about it, our core group, the Jays core group, they're all kids still. They're all in their early 20s. And I think the management understood that, so they were looking to sign a big name free agent that had the experience. I mean, we were going after Showtime. We were going after various players that had that experience. And Turner has that experience. The guy's fucking has 1,500 games in the league, and has multiple series. He's World Series champion, and I think it's a good signing. We'll see how it turns out. I mean, he is getting up there, but yeah, I think when I heard that we signed him, I was like, fucking right. That's a good signing. So we'll see how it turns out. Spring training starts in like a couple weeks, which is crazy to say. It's fucking 6 inches of snow outside, and they're gonna be playing in Florida pretty soon. And I cannot wait. Cannot wait for ball to start up again. Before we wrap up here, before we get to this week in sports history, before we get to Twish, Super Bowl obviously coming up. I got to give my pick here because next time we record one of these, it'll be after the Super Bowl. Um, I'm going KC, Kansas City Chiefs, because honestly, until I see someone that can beat KC, you cannot bet against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas and Reed, the head coach. Like they've been there, they've done that, and they continue to do that. So unless I see something different, why would you bet against them? I mean, the 49ers are good, obviously, to make it to where they are at. But Purdy against Mahomes, I'm taking Mahomes all day. You can mark it down. I'm going to fucking underline it. KC is my pick. Might throw some money on it, actually, too. We got a party. Shout out to my neighbors over there. They're tremendous people, amazing people, and they're gonna have a party over there, and we're gonna watch a KC Kansas City Chiefs win. Wonder when the Chiefs will get canceled. They'll have to change that name. Nevertheless, Kansas City's taking that game. I mean, I can go into detail of the previous games and whatnot. I really wish the Lions were able to actually win their game, but I don't know. Fuck. Lions are cursed. Just like there's certain teams in certain leagues that just like the Bills, for example, like they're cursed. They may never make it again, and if they make it, they may never win. There's certain teams in certain sports that they just can't get over the hump. I don't know what it is. Fuck. But KC is a team that gets it done. So the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. So before I wrap it up here, as always, we go into this week in sports history. Twish. Got a couple things which are kind of interesting. First and foremost, this is actually pretty incredible. January 30th, 1990. So 34 years ago, Wayne Gretzky set an NHL record. This is nuts. Reaching 100 points in 11 consecutive seasons. Holy shit. No wonder he has 2,800 points in his career. 11 consecutive seasons, he had 100 plus points. Incredible. Give it up for the great. And another one, which I wanted to bring up because as I mature, as I get older, and as I continue my journey into this sports broadcasting, my bias towards certain people, certain entities, and certain teams and certain things is diminishing. Gary Bettman, 31 years ago, became the NHL commissioner on February 1st. 31 years ago would be what? 1995. No, 1993. Gary Bettman. He used to be. He was the deputy commissioner of the NBA before he came to the NHL, and ever since then he's been the commissioner of the NHL. And everyone hates on him, and I always hate on him. I'm not excluding myself from that group of people that hated on him and sometimes hate on him. But in all honesty, he has grown the game, and he's been a good advocate for the game. And when you take a step back from the fandom, as I've been doing more so now, just being in the sports broadcasting business, I guess you can call it. Um, you you understand, you look at it differently. Um, and Gary Bettman's been a really crucial part of the NHL growing in the States. Maybe that's because he wants to grow into the States in certain ways, but we'll leave it at that. 17 in a row, baby. Go, Oilers, go. Thanks for watching. Episode 84, by the way. This is my favorite number. And, yeah, this is a big one for me. My favorite number. I can't believe I've done 84 of these. And I can't believe people watch this. So if you have been watching it, if you've still been watching it to this point, thank you so, so much. I love you all. And until next time, adios.